For the next 90 days, I'm going to be attempting to transform my body and get in the best shape of my life. I'm going to be training hard and tracking everything I eat. I'm also going to be including tasty treats into my diet to show that you can still eat foods you enjoy as long as you're in a caloric deficit, which I'll provide some tips on later in this video. For cardio, I'm going to be walking 10 to 20,000 steps a day and surfing 2 to 3 times a week when the waves are good. I think it's important I give you a bit of background on my physique journey so far. Over the past 3 years, I've been seriously dedicated to transforming my physique. In 2022, I broke my ankle in a surfing accident and was completely sedentary for 4 months. As a result, I lost muscle and simultaneously put on a ton of fat. This photo shows just how out of shape I was after my accident. Excited to be on the mend and able to walk, surf and train, I quickly got back into the swing of things. So for the next 12 months, I went on a dedicated bulk. This is the kind of meals I'm eating at the moment for my bulking. I've got some chicken, I got pasta, tomatoes, got some peppers, spinach, feta. I was so grateful to be training again, and I pushed myself in the gym harder than I ever had. I dug deep into the research and binged YouTube Fitness. I made sure I was actually progressively overloading and hitting my protein goals every single day. Speak of the devil. After 12 months, I was seriously strong and busting out of my shirts, but I realized I had very little definition and I needed to go on a cut. So for the past year and a half, I've been dieting on and off and taking several diet breaks along the way. I've been flexible with what I eat, but most importantly, I've been consistent. So on day 1 of this video, I'm already 14 kilograms down from where I started. So now my goal is to lose 8 kilograms by the end of this 90 days. So, it's day 1, and I'm starting off strong with a nice, healthy, tasty, and filling breakfast. I blended up some spinach and egg whites, and I had them on some toast with avocado and tomatoes. Meals like this, that are high in fiber and volume, and that are low in calories, are going to be key if I'm going to succeed during these 90 days. As I already mentioned, I'm going to be eating snacks every day while doing this diet, and so I have a couple of rules for myself to ensure I don't overdo it on the snacks while I'm dieting. Rule number 1 is to never have snacks when I'm hungry. From experience, I know that when I eat snacks while hungry, I tend to overdo it. Rule number 2 is to be mindful when I indulge in a tasty snack. All too often, I've been eating something delicious while watching TV or scrolling on my phone, and by the time the treat is finished, I'm feeling left unsatisfied and like I need to have another. So by being mindful during the process, I can make sure that I really enjoy the snack and that I feel satisfied when I'm done with it. Rule number 3 is more of a hack, a psychological trick I play on myself, where I buy these party bags and I eat 1 or 2 or 3 of these snack bags as treats. This helps me trick my brain into feeling like I've had loads of treats, when in reality I haven't. The 4th and final rule is to save snacks for the end of the day for after dinner. This will help keep me motivated throughout the day to stick to my diet because I'll know I have a treat at the end of it. This is me most mornings. Well, pretty much every morning at the moment. Currently I'm getting on average 15,000 steps a day, probably double what I normally do. After 1 week of sticking to my steps, training and dieting, the results were starting to show. I had lost about 2.5 kilograms in 1 week, and this was really motivating. At this point I was also gaining strength in the gym, which I was quite surprised by. Not only this, but I'd had a treat every single day, and so my diet didn't even feel that restrictive. At this point I was feeling so motivated that not even the rain could stop me. I was getting in my steps every single day no matter what. It's raining, it's cold, but it's quite beautiful. Yesterday I hit 20,000. I've got an ab vein. We're gonna do this thing no matter what. But after about 1 month, 30 days into the diet, I was really starting to struggle. My motivation was dwindling and the novelty had started to fade. Without realizing, I'd built up a caffeine addiction and was having several coffees a day. And I think this was impacting my sleep negatively, which was ultimately impacting my recovery and my mood. And all of these factors were compounding and making the diet more difficult. Guess what I'm eating again? The same old spinach, eggs, tomato, avocado. Pretty boring, I'll be honest. This diet's getting a bit hard. I just, I really love to eat a mac and cheese. A good homemade macaroni and cheese. Oh! It's gonna be hard to keep going. I'd also become hyper fixated on my physique and had some serious body dysmorphia going on. Because of the diet and the lack of carbohydrates, I was feeling flat and looking flat, and I was in an in-between state of the diet where the results weren't showing so clearly yet. So this was really tough. Yeah, I've been feeling a bit low lately. I don't know why. I think my sleep has been erratic in the evenings. When it's supposed to be bedtime, I'm watching another episode of Severance or two. You really have to be kind of strict with yourself, because I think having a consistent bedtime and wake time really makes you feel good. But I guess it's also okay to feel all down, Despite the setbacks, despite struggling, I realized this was something that I wanted to do, and it was a privilege to be dieting. And I just try to take it day by day, doing my best. So it's another cold, rainy morning. Regardless, going for my walk, my coffee, we're gonna get it done. And it's a good day for singing a song, man. It's a good day for moving along. And then something happened. Suddenly my body started to change, and for the first time in my life, I could actually see my abs. I woke up at the lowest weight I've ever been in a couple of years today, which was 92 kilograms. Feeling excited about that. I've got 6 weeks left, so we're halfway through it. With just 6 weeks left to go, and only 2 kilograms to lose, it looked like I was right on track to reach my goal. Until I made a mistake.
Just woken up to go for my walk. Ugh.
Wait, let's back things up for a minute. Around this time, I was invited to go on a surf trip with a bunch of friends, and I thought it would be a great opportunity to burn a bunch of fat and lose a bit more weight. But I didn't anticipate just how fatiguing a 2-day surf trip could be on the body. For example, take a look at these guys here. They're so tired, they want to get up, but they just can't. And that's kind of how I felt after this surf trip. Even though I'd had some amazing waves and had a really fun time, the results were pretty catastrophic on my body. The trip had created so much fatigue.
Just woken up to go for my walk.
And I was really, really hungry all the time.
I'm breaking one of my rules, having this croissant first thing in the morning.
Because my hunger levels were so high, I was actually putting on weight, and I was going in the wrong direction. And this was really, really unmotivating. I was really struggling to get my diet under control and not eat crazy amounts of food. But for a full week and a half after the surf trip, I just couldn't stop eating. And this was making me feel incredibly guilty. I'd done so well for the first 6 weeks, and here I was, messing it all up. I felt like I was letting myself down. I felt like I was so close. And here I was, fucking it up. Everything I'd worked so hard for. But then I realized just how far I'd come. I'd just do my best and try to finish strong. I'd come so far already, and I was proud of myself. When I broke my ankle 3 years ago, I remember thinking to myself, what a privilege it is to have a fully functioning body. That this alone is something to be grateful for, and that it's not a given for everybody. So what the fuck was I wallowing about? So I'm cooking some lunch right now, and it's pretty boring. Big old pan of vegetables. It's actually pretty good, to be honest. Can't complain. All that mattered at this point was that I tried, that I gave it my all. If I failed, I'd just try again, and again, and again, until I succeeded. This had been my approach in the past, and this is what got me this far. I think we often fear failure, and fail to realize what an important part of existence it is, and that it is in fact a necessary feature of growth. I've failed countless times with my physique goals. Every time I do, I learn something new about myself, and I try again. These last few weeks were tough, but I gave it everything I had. I wasn't perfect by any means, but when I made a mistake, I got up the next day and I just tried again. And then, just 3 days away from the challenge ending, I woke up, stepped on the scale, and found I had made my goal weight. If you have any questions or really anything you'd like to say, let me know. Drop a comment below and we can chat about it. And yeah, if you like this kind of content, definitely subscribe to the channel. If you don't, that's cool. Thanks for watching, guys. I am the Munchkin Man.